In 2026, a lot of home theater setups look expensive, but are built completely wrong. In this video, we break down the most common home theater mistakes and explain why these setups fail in real homes. If this helps you avoid a bad home theater build, like the video, subscribe for honest audio advice, and share it with anyone planning a setup. Drop a comment below and tell us which mistake you see people make the most. Number 5. Yamaha RX 8A. Overkill receiver paired with cheap speakers. Big specs, wrong sound. And number 5 on our list is the Yamaha RX 8A, a flagship AV receiver that looks like a dream on paper but can become a disappointment when paired incorrectly. The RX 8A is one of Yamaha's most powerful receivers in 2026, boasting high wattage, advanced room calibration, support for Dolby Atmos, DTS, X-Oro, 3D, and every audio format under the sun. It's designed to drive demanding speaker systems with authority. But that strength is exactly why it becomes a miss when paired with budget speakers or mismatched components. The real problem isn't the receiver itself. It's what most buyers do with it. Many pair the RX 8A with entry-level speaker packages like tower speakers that look nice and cost very little, or cheap bookshelf sets that lack the driver quality and cabinet control needed to handle a high-power amplifier. The result is loud, unbalanced sound that lacks clarity, punch, and dynamics. Dialogue comes out thin, high frequencies become splashy, and the bass is uneven or boomy because the speakers simply cannot keep up with the receiver's output. The RX 8A puts all of its horsepower into speakers that were never built to handle it, turning potential musicality into distortion and listening fatigue. Room acoustics make the situation worse. Budget speakers usually lack controlled dispersion, causing reflections and comb filtering in mid-range frequencies. Even Yamaha's advanced YPO room calibration can only do so much. It might flatten frequency response on a chart, but it can't fix the physical limitations of small drivers or poor crossover design. What ends up happening in many real homes is a system that measures flat, but sounds hollow and unengaging. Subwoofer mismatch compounds the issue. Pairing an RX 8A with a low-end subwoofer leads to boss-like boom without authority. Explosions and low effects may be loud, but they lack texture, control, or real impact. In contrast, a balanced sub-pairing fills the room with weight and definition, the kind of bass you feel rather than just hear. In 2026, this mistake makes even less sense because affordable mid-fi speakers are better designed than ever. A mismatched powerhouse receiver with cheap speakers will almost always underperform compared to a well-matched mid-range system where driver quality and cabinet design were prioritized first. Buyer truth. A powerful receiver like the Yamaha RX 8A only reveals weaknesses in your speaker setup. It doesn't fix them. Power without proper speaker matching results in sound that's loud, unfocused, and ultimately disappointing. A home theater built on imbalance instead of enjoyment. If you believe speaker quality matters more than receiver power, like the video and comment match gear first below. Number 4. Sonos Arc used alone in a large room. Premium soundbar, completely wrong as a standalone home theater. And number 4, we have the Sonos Arc, not because it's a bad product, but because of how people misuse it in 2026. The Sonos Arc is a premium Dolby Atmos soundbar with excellent tuning, clean dialogue, and strong spatial processing. The problem starts when buyers expect it to perform like a full home theater system on its own, especially in medium to large rooms. The Arc was designed as a foundation, not a complete solution for every space. When used alone, without a dedicated subwoofer and rear speakers, it simply cannot deliver the scale, bass authority, and surround immersion that people associate with home theater. Yet many buyers place it under a 75-inch or 85-inch TV in a large living room and expect cinematic impact. What they get instead is a soundstage that feels front-heavy, bass that lacks weight, and Atmos effects that feel subtle rather than immersive. Bass performance is the most obvious limitation. The Arc relies on internal woofers that are tuned for clarity, not physical impact. In small rooms, this works fine. In larger spaces, low frequencies roll off early, leaving explosions, music scores, and action scenes feeling thin. Users then push volume higher to compensate, which increases loudness but not depth. The system sounds louder, not bigger. Surround and Atmos performance also suffer when the ARC is used alone. While Sonos virtual surround processing is impressive, it cannot replace physical rear speakers. Height effects feel present but vague, and surround movement lacks precision. Instead of sound moving around you, it feels like everything is coming from the front wall. This disconnect becomes more noticeable as room size increases. Another issue is expectation versus reality. Sonos marketing and reviews often highlight how good the ARC sounds, but they almost always assume it's part of a full Sonos ecosystem. When buyers skip the sub and rear speakers to save money, they end up with a premium product delivering a mid-tier experience. This creates frustration, not because the ARC is bad, but because the system is incomplete. In 2026, this mistake is even more costly because there are better alternatives for the same budget. A balanced 5.1 or 5.1.2 system with a proper subwoofer and surrounds will outperform a standalone ARC in almost every way when it comes to immersion and impact. Buyer truth, the Sonos ARC is not wrong, but using it alone as a full home theater is. Without a subwoofer and rear speakers, it becomes an expensive front speaker, not a cinematic system. Home theater requires scale, and scale requires more than a single soundbar. If you believe a soundbar needs a sub and rears to be real home theater, like the video and comment ARC needs help below. Number 3. Bose Acoustimus 10 Series V. Clean look, premium price, but completely wrong for real home theater. And number 3, we have the Bose Acoustimus 10 Series V, a system that continues to be misunderstood and misused in 2026. This is one of those setups that looks premium, sounds clean at low volume, and fits perfectly into minimalist living rooms. But when buyers label it as a serious home theater system, that's where everything goes wrong. The Acoustimus 10 is built around very small satellite speakers paired with a bass module. The design prioritizes aesthetics and invisibility, not cinematic scale, in real home theater use. Especially with large TVs and modern Dolby Atmos content, this system simply cannot deliver the dynamic range required. Explosions lack weight, action scenes feel compressed, and sound never fully escapes the front of the room. Dialogue performance is another major issue. The tiny center channel lacks mid-range body, which is where human voices live. As a result, speech sounds thin and detached, especially at moderate to high volumes. Users often raise the center channel level to compensate, but this only makes voices louder, not clearer or more natural. Over time, listening becomes fatiguing instead of immersive. Bass is often misunderstood with this system. While the Acoustimus module produces low-frequency output, it lacks texture and control. Bass feels one note and disconnected from the rest of the soundstage. Instead of punch and depth, you get a soft thump that doesn't scale with modern movie soundtracks. In action-heavy content, the system struggles to keep up with rapid bass changes, making scenes feel underpowered. Another major limitation is expandability. In 2026, Atmos and height effects are no longer optional for home theater enthusiasts. The Acoustimus 10 does not support true height channels, and attempting to add Atmos through an external receiver does not fix the physical limitations of the speakers. No amount of processing can turn tiny satellites into convincing height or surround speakers. The biggest problem is expectation versus reality. Buyers see the premium price and assume premium performance. What they actually get is a system optimized for casual TV watching and background listening, not cinematic immersion. When paired with large screens, powerful AV receivers, or high-output content, the system becomes the weakest link instantly. Buyer truth. The Bose Acoustimus 10 is not a bad product for clean, low-profile setups, but it is completely wrong for a modern home theater. Home theater demands scale, dynamics, and physical speaker presence. tiny satellites and soft bass simply cannot deliver that experience, no matter how premium the branding looks. If you believe cinematic sound needs real speaker size, like the video and comment size matters below. Number 2, Klipsch Reference Theater Pack 5.1. High sensitivity branding, tiny speakers, and the wrong expectations. And number 2, we have the Klipsch Reference Theater Pack 5.1, a system that confuses a lot of buyers in 2026 because of the Klipsch name and marketing language attached to it. Klipsch is well known for high-output, dynamic speakers, but this particular package is often bought for the wrong reasons and used in the wrong environments, turning it into a completely mismatched home theater solution. The biggest issue starts with speaker size versus room size. The Reference Theater Pack uses very small satellite speakers and a compact subwoofer. While this setup can work in bedrooms or very small rooms, many buyers place it in medium or large living rooms and expect cinema-level impact. That expectation collapses almost immediately. The satellites simply cannot move enough air to deliver scale, weight, or dynamic punch. Action scenes feel constrained, and the system runs out of headroom far too quickly. Dialogue performance is another weak point when used as a main home theater. The small center speaker lacks body and presence, especially in rooms with higher ceilings or open layouts. Voices sound forward but thin, and as volume increases, clarity does not improve. Instead of sounding cinematic, dialogue feels compressed and boxed in. This is the opposite of what a home theater should deliver. Bass performance also creates confusion. The included subwoofer produces bass, but not cinematic bass. It lacks depth, authority, and speed. Explosions and low-frequency effects feel soft and disconnected from the front speakers. In modern Dolby Atmos and surround mixes, bass is meant to anchor the entire soundstage. Here, it feels like a separate element rather than a foundation. Another issue is how people pair this system with powerful AV receivers. Because Klipsch speakers are known for sensitivity, buyers assume this small system will scale well with more power. It does not. Pushing more power into tiny speakers does not increase realism. It only increases distortion and listening fatigue. The system reaches its limit quickly, long before the receiver does. In 2026, this mistake is especially costly because better options exist at similar price points. A properly sized bookshelf speaker system with a capable subwoofer will outperform this package in every important category: dialogue clarity, bass authority, dynamic range, and long-term listening comfort. Buyer truth. The Klipsch Reference Theater Pack 5.1 is not designed to be a serious living room home theater. It is a compact solution for small spaces. Using it as a main home theater system in medium or large rooms is simply the wrong tool for the job, no matter how strong the brand name sounds. If you believe speaker size must match room size, like the video and comment right tool, right room below. Number 1. Sony HT-A9, used without subwoofer, wrong room size. Premium concept completely misused, and the biggest home theater mistake of 2026. And number 1, we have the most misunderstood and most misused home theater product of 2026, the Sony HT-A9, especially when it is used without a dedicated subwoofer and placed in medium to large rooms. This is not a bad product. In fact, the HT-A9 is one of Sony's most innovative audio designs. But when people treat it as a full home theater replacement without understanding its limits, the result is one of the most expensive and frustrating mistakes you can make. The Sony HT-A9 is built around spatial audio processing and phantom speaker placement. It relies heavily on room interaction and software to create a surround field. That approach can work extremely well in controlled environments and when paired with Sony subwoofers. The problem is that many buyers skip the subwoofer, either to save money or because they believe the HT-A9's internal bass is good enough. In real-world home theater use, that decision breaks the entire system. Without a proper subwoofer, the HT-A9 lacks low-frequency foundation. Explosions feel hollow. Music lacks weight. Atmos effects float without impact. The system sounds clean and spacious, but never powerful. Home theater is not just about where sound comes from. It's about scale and pressure, and that requires real bass authority. No amount of spatial processing can replace missing low-end energy. Room size makes this mistake even worse. In medium or large rooms, the A9 simply cannot energize the space without a subwoofer. The soundstage feels wide but thin. Dialogue is clear, but scenes lack intensity. Users keep raising the volume, hoping power will appear. It doesn't. The system reaches its comfort limit early, and what you're left with is loud clarity instead of cinematic immersion. Another issue is expectation versus reality. The A9 is marketed as a revolutionary home theater system, which leads buyers to assume it can replace traditional speaker setups on its own. In practice, it is a modular system that depends on proper support components. Used incorrectly, it highlights the risks of relying too heavily on software-driven audio without physical reinforcement. Auto-calibration also cannot save this setup. Sony Spatial Mapping does an excellent job of placing sound, but it cannot invent bass that isn't there. Calibration may smooth the response, but it often reduces dynamics further to maintain balance, making the system sound even softer over time. In 2026, this mistake is especially painful because the A9 is not cheap. Buyers spend premium money and expect premium impact. When they don't get it, they blame Dolby Atmos, streaming quality, or room acoustics, when the real issue is incomplete system design. Buyer truth: the Sony A9 without a subwoofer is not a home theater. It is an incomplete system. Used in the wrong room and without proper bass support, it becomes the most expensive example of how innovation cannot replace fundamentals. Home theater requires a physical presence, not just clever processing. If you believe no home theater works without real bass, like the video and comment sub is required below. Share this with anyone planning a premium setup in 2026 so they don't repeat this mistake. Mega final conclusion. After breaking down these 5 home theater setups, one reality should be very clear. Most home theater mistakes in 2026 are not caused by bad products, but by bad decisions. Nearly every system we discussed is marketed as premium, powerful, or next-gen, yet when used incorrectly, they fail to deliver what people actually want from a home theater experience. The biggest problem is expectation versus reality. Many buyers assume that higher price, stronger branding, or more advanced processing automatically equals better sound. In practice, home theater performance depends on balance, scale, and correct system matching. When one part of the system is far stronger or weaker than the others, the entire experience collapses. Another major takeaway is that software cannot replace physics. Auto-calibration, AI sound processing, and spatial audio algorithms can enhance a well-built system, but they cannot fix poor speaker placement, undersized speakers, missing subwoofers, or rooms that overwhelm the hardware. Real immersion still requires real speaker capability and proper room coverage. Room size remains one of the most ignored factors. A setup that sounds great in a small room can sound completely wrong in a large living space. Many of the systems on this list fail not because they are bad, but because they are pushed far beyond what they were designed to handle. Matching speaker size, subwoofer output, and system power to room volume is critical, yet often overlooked. The most damaging mistake of all is buying incomplete systems and expecting them to behave like full home theaters. Skipping subwoofers, avoiding rear speakers, or relying entirely on virtual surround may look clean and modern, but it strips away the physical impact that makes movies feel cinematic. Home theater is not just about clarity. It is about scale, weight, and immersion. If you're planning a home theater build in 2026, the smartest move is not chasing trends or launch hype. The smartest move is understanding fundamentals. Start with the room. Choose speakers that can actually fill it. Add real bass. Then use processing and calibration to refine the experience, not rescue it. Good home theater is not about owning the most expensive gear. It is about building the right system for your space and your needs. When done correctly, Even mid-range setups can outperform expensive systems that are built the wrong way. If this video helped you rethink how a home theater should be built, make sure to like the video, subscribe for honest audio breakdowns, and share it with anyone planning a setup this year. Drop a comment below and tell us which mistake you see most often or which one surprised you the most. On this channel, the goal is simple: help you avoid regret purchases and build a home theater that actually sounds as good as it looks.